Comet Pons-Brooks is an elliptical Halley-type comet, which means that it has a very long period over the sun, and we can only see it brightly when it gets close to the sun. So it's about a 71-year period, and it has a nucleus about 30 kilometers wide. And so this is basically a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to photograph, and I actually did get a chance to shoot it a few weeks ago, and I'm going to show you how I got it. Oh boy, I'm in for a treat tonight. With any luck at all, I'm going to see Pons-Brooks. So it's almost dusk. I'm on a little bit of a hill because I had to get away from these trees because I'm camping over there. Now Pons-Brooks is quite low in west, which is going to be right out over that hill. I've already done a test run, and I don't have much time. It's going to be very low on the horizon, and it's going to be coming like this and then diving down, something like that. Now it has been raining and hailing all day long, and now I finally got a break. We have clear skies, except for just a little bit of clouds over here. And I mean, it was bad weather. So I've got about 30 minutes to go, and as soon as I can see Polaris, I'll get polar aligned. Now this is a very dark site. This is a class 2, and we are out here in the middle of nowhere. So there are no lights, there are no cars, there are no cities. There is nothing but me and my telescope. I am so excited. If I can't see Pons-Brooks, well, then I'm going to have to go over some of my other favorites. I can't resist Pleiades or a number of other things that I can do. But I've been waiting for weeks to have this opportunity, and tonight is the night. I can't hardly see the scope, but I just did a test run just to make sure that I can see. And if you go in line with this, I'm just over the horizon. I think about maybe 5 more minutes and I can get this polar aligned. It is finally dark enough to polar align and focus, and I've done a very short exposure just to see that I have the comet, and as you can see, it is here. But now I'm going to do a series of 30-second exposures and see if we can bring out some more of that detail. 4 seconds to go. Here you can see the preview image that I have already. Let's see, we've got a 30-second image coming through. Let's see what it looks like. Okay, there's the comet right there. So I'm going to take a series of 30-second exposures, and I'm using the ASI 294MC Pro. This is a situation where I simply don't have time for RGB imaging. I just need a one-shot color so I can get the data as quickly as possible. So as you can see, the first few images, the tail is pretty faint because it's not that dark yet. Okay, let me stop screen recording and then we'll come back and take a look here a little bit later. Now it is 8:30, as you can see on the clock, and it's been dark for about 15 minutes. And now look what you can see. Now we can start to see the tail, some of the details of the tail here, in just a few minutes. I went back and looked at that first one, and see that you can see there? That's incredible. So I'm going to shoot this until it goes below the horizon. This is, for me, a rare opportunity. This comet will not be back for 70 years, and I am at a super dark spot. I'm so excited, and we're getting some good images. So we're just gonna keep on shooting. All right, so I went in to the Sky Atlas here, and I'm repositioning this. Now notice how I brought it down into the lower left, which is opposite It took me a second to go in reverse, because what I want to do is I want to get more of the tail. So let's see, the first image is coming in. There we go. Now you can see I've got more of the tail, and I've got it farther to the right, and because I want to bring up this detail right here and get as much of that as possible. And the ASI air put it right in the center over here on the left, sort of, you know, if I went like this, they put it over like this. So I put it up like this, and I'm going to continue to shoot, and I will start with this one, and then I think I can get an hour or two maybe, and so I'm just going to get as much as I can while I'm here. Now, I was able to get quite a bit of data, but unfortunately I had to throw out a bunch of lights because of planes that were interrupting in the field of view, and it was very, very frustrating to hit the delete button, but I did have to, and I managed to get 14 frames, I believe. Let me count them. 16 frames. Okay, so these are the ones that I'm going to use to stack with. And you can see how I reposition it over to the right, and here's one of those planes here in the lower left corner, and I decided to keep it because the data is just so precious. It was out of the tail, and I decided to keep this one, and then I can crop out the data. But every time I saw these light streaks in where they went over like this, then I had to delete the frame. But I couldn't believe how many of them I had on there. And it was such a frustrating thing because I just don't have that much time. It's not like I can set up the next night. I traveled down there just for this one night in order to get this data. And so here are the raw images. So there are two ways that you can process this. You can use the moving feature in Serial where they process the moving object. And I tried that, but I had such a limited number of frames over such a limited number of time that I believe I just simply stacked them based on a star registration. And so here's the image that I got in the very end.